Have you ever thought, man, I wish my smart lights could talk to my weather app? Or how cool would it be if my morning alarm actually started my coffee maker? But then you stopped because you didn't want to write a mountain of code. Well, today, we're diving into the tool that makes all of that stuff not just possible, but actually pretty simple.
So let's just start with the core problem, right? You've got this piece of hardware, this online service, this API, and you want them all to work together. Think about it. You want your lights to flash your team's colors the instant they score. Normally, that's a ton of custom code, but what if it didn't have to be that way?
And that's exactly where Node-RED comes in. Simply put, it's a low-code programming tool that was built specifically for this job, wiring everything together. And the best part? You do it all in a super simple visual editor that just runs right in your web browser.
Honestly, the best way to wrap your head around it is this. It's like digital Legos. Seriously, you get this big box of blocks, and each block does one specific thing. Maybe one block knows how to talk to Twitter, another one can read a temperature sensor, and your job is just to snap them together to build whatever you want.
So how does that snapping together actually work? Well, it's all based on this really elegant idea called flow-based programming.
Okay, let's break it down. There are just 4 pieces to this puzzle. First, you have your nodes. Those are your Lego blocks, right? Your tools. Second, you have messages. This is the data, the information that's going to travel from one node to the next. Third, you've got wires. You literally draw lines between the nodes to tell the data where to go. And finally, when you've connected everything together, that's your flow. That's your program.
And here's the magic. It's all event-driven. A message shows up at a node, that node does its one job, and then it sends a new message down the wire to the next node in the chain. It's like a little digital assembly line, and it's an incredibly efficient way to handle real-time info.
All right, so now that we get the basic mechanics, let's look at how Node-RED is actually built. It's really smart because it's split into 2 distinct parts. You have the editor and you have the runtime. And this split is what makes it so darn flexible. And this is where it gets really cool. This split is the secret sauce. Because the place where you design your program is totally separate from the engine that actually runs it, you can design anywhere and run it anywhere. You can build your flow on your big desktop computer, then take that exact same flow and run it on a tiny little Raspberry Pi in your closet. So let's look at this side by side. On one hand, you've got the editor. Think of that as your creative studio. It's the visual, drag and drop world where you're building and tweaking your flows. Then on the other hand, you have the runtime. That's the engine. It's a super lightweight little server that just sits there in the background, executing your logic and doing all the heavy lifting. And this isn't just a metaphor. You can actually see this in the code itself. The software is literally broken up into separate packages for the editor you see, the runtime engine that does the work, and even the basic set of nodes you start with. It's this modular approach that makes the whole system so stable and easy to expand. Okay, so because of this really clever architecture, you get a whole bunch of awesome features. Let's take a look at what's in the toolbox.
The editor itself is way more than just a drawing board. I mean, yeah, the drag and drop is great, but for me, the killer feature is the palette manager. It lets you browse this huge library of nodes that the community has built, and you can add new powers to your setup with a single click. Want to talk to your smart thermostat? Bam, there's a node for that. And the runtime is just as packed with features. You know, under the hood, you've got that super efficient engine, but it also has things like built-in security, flexible ways to store data between flows, and it even supports multiple languages. This is not a toy. This is a serious production-ready platform.
And check this out. Node-RED isn't starting from zero. It's built on the shoulders of giants. It uses over 80 different proven production-grade software libraries to handle all the tricky stuff. That means it's incredibly reliable and secure right out of the box.
Okay, let's zoom out and put a bow on this. What's the big idea here? Why does Node-RED actually matter?
If you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Node-RED is about making technology accessible to everyone. It takes the really complex job of connecting all these different systems, and it puts that power into the hands of anybody who has a good idea, not just expert coders. It completely lowers the barrier to building amazing things. So it all boils down to these 3 key ideas. It's visual, so you can actually see your logic laid out in front of you. It's event-driven, which makes it perfect for reacting to things happening in the real world, right now. And it has a massive, extensible ecosystem, which basically means if you can dream of connecting it, somebody has probably already built a Lego block for it. So there you have it. It's a simple, visual, and incredibly powerful way to solve some really complex problems. It gives you the power to connect just about anything to, well, anything else.
which leaves just one question, really. What are you going to build first?